This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, keeping you informed about the happenings in Annapolis and the area. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and of course, local weather. The Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Thursday, April 11th, 2019. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. In a letter sent to the Key School community yesterday, the school has announced that it is establishing a, quote, therapy fund to provide mental support for the alumni as they continue to heal from the abuse inflicted by former faculty members. Back in January, Key School released the results of a report that took 8 months to compile, detailing sexual and inappropriate relationships between teachers and staff at the school and at least 16 students for nearly 3 decades between the 1970s and the 1990s. Now, survivors of the abuse at Key have requested this type of support for years. It will be funded by the school, but exactly how, we don't know just yet. And in the statement, the school did say, "We believe it is through listening and truly hearing that we have the best opportunity to reckon with the ills of the past and move Key forward." Now, we have been sitting on a podcast with a couple of the survivors of the Key School abuse, and there are a few more obstacles that we're working on and expect to be able to release that shortly. So you'll want to stay tuned to the Maryland Crabs podcast for that. Kyle Murray of Severn is a piece of crap. That's about the only thing I've got to say for him. He was arrested for dogfighting, and actually the charges that he faces are 3 counts of animal cruelty, 2 counts of dogfighting, and 1 count of providing a premises for dogfights. Now, Anne Arundel County Police got a tip in early March about a possible dogfight. They did do some investigation. They found that this guy, Kyle Murray, had posted a picture of a pit bull mauling a white fluffy dog on Instagram. After he was arrested, he did say that the pit bull puppy did kill the small dog after a 30-minute attack. That dog was brought home by his stepchildren, and they wanted to keep it, but he decided he would want to fight it. Murray lives in the 1800 block of Arwell Court in Severn. And how ultimately he got busted is that detectives contacted him by phone looking to set up a dogfight. He took the bait, and he was arrested yesterday. Animal Control did take custody of the pit bull pup, and it just kind of really disgusts me that somebody could do that. On some better news on the dog world, Severn Bank this week is picking up 100% of the adoption fees at the Anne Arundel County SPCA. If you are qualified to adopt a dog, and they do make you qualify for this, or a cat, or any other kind of critter, you can head down to the Anne Arundel County SPCA on Bay Ridge Road in Annapolis, and Severn Bank will pick up 100% of the adoption fees. That is one of the ways that Severn Bank does give back to the community. They did it last year. It was a tremendous success. If you are looking for any kind of an animal to give a forever home, head on down to the SPCA and let Severn pick up your adoption fees. Back in October of 2017, Anne Arundel County police officers discovered some human remains down in Shady Side. They washed up along the shoreline near the area of Holly Drive and Chesapeake Drive, and the medical examiner did determine that the manner of death was a homicide. Beyond that, the incident had remained unsolved until today. The body has been identified as Megan Lee Tillman, who was 43 years old when she disappeared from Annapolis. She disappeared from her residence in Annapolis on September 26th of 2017, which is just 3 weeks before the body was found in Shady Side. Police did find her abandoned Jeep Cherokee in a Prince George's County shopping center 2 weeks after she was reported missing. And the connection was made by DNA again, which is becoming more and more prevalent in Anne Arundel County Police's quiver of weapons to fight crime. They were able to obtain DNA samples from Tillman's family, and the department's crime lab forensic services section compared it to the DNA that they got from the remains, and they did confirm it as Tillman. This is still an active murder investigation. Police are asking anybody with any information to call the homicide unit at 410-222-4731. Or if you want to stay anonymous, you can call the tip line at 410-222-4700. Chanel Holland, 36 of Glen Burnie, will be spending the next year and a day in federal prison. She used to work for the Anne Arundel County Sheriff's Department until they found that she was tipping off gang members and drug traffickers about upcoming indictments, busts, and investigation. How she was ultimately busted was that detectives had wiretapped a suspected drug user, and they started to quote verbatim some of the legal terms in the sealed indictment. When they investigated other calls, they found out that there was a connection between a drug dealer under investigation as well as Holland, who worked in the sheriff's office. Police do claim that they exchanged messages or phone calls nearly 100 times on one day alone. She also accessed the Maryland Judiciary Secure Case Search, which is a non-public version of the court records, which would include the information that the public generally is not able to see. Good catch on the part of Anne Arundel County Sheriff's Department. It's a bummer that she infiltrated, but enjoy your year and a day in federal prison. Okay, that is about it for the top news today. Please make sure you're checking out eyeonannapolis.net because we do update it throughout the day. Check out the first link in our show notes because it gives you a bunch of different ways to connect with us. And if you can recommend us to a friend, family, or colleague, I would appreciate that. And if there's someplace where you can give us a recommendation or leave us a review, please do that as well. Thursday, we do have Trevor with your Annapolis Makerspace Minutes. And I also have a special opinion piece on who we might see fill the seat in the House of Delegates that belong to House Speaker Michael Busch. Of course, we do have George Young with your DMV Weather, and he's coming up right after this message about Mac Medics in Severn Park. Have you ever been to the Annapolis Mall when it opens for the day? Maybe you've noticed the line of folks waiting to get into the Apple Store. As you may know, I'm a Mac user, and today's episode of the Daily News Brief, in fact, all of the episodes of the Daily News Brief have been produced right here on my Mac computer. What you might not know about is Mac Medics. They were founded here in Annapolis in 1989, and they are an Apple-authorized premium service provider, the only one in the Baltimore-Annapolis, D.C. area. And what that means to you is that they repair all Apple devices, including the iPhone screens and batteries, all without an appointment. And most repairs are done the same day, usually within 2 hours. They also sell everything except the iPhone and the watch for the same price as Apple. I don't know why you would go anywhere else. Give them a call at 410-757-MACS, or if you're not into the whole letter thing, 410-757-6227. Stop by their retail store in Severn Park on Benfield Road or their service center in Lanham, right off of Route 50. Or you can always check them out online at macmedics.com. I'll tell you, they've saved me quite a few times, and I know they can save you.
Going out? You need the most up-to-date local weather. Here's George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis with today's forecast.
Hey everyone, this is George with DMV Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Thursday, April 11th. Yesterday was great and cooler temps than the previous few days, but still very nice, with plenty of sunshine and temps upper 60s to lower 70s. And today will be much the same, though a bit cooler with highs in the low to mid 60s. Then clouds will roll back in for Friday with showers and possibly some thunderstorms around in the PM hours, potentially lasting into the overnight hours, before temps jump back into the 70s for the weekend ahead. But that comes with a chance of rain both days, especially on Sunday. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DMV Weather. Make it a great day out there, and be sure to get our free app on all of your devices by searching for DCMDVA Weather in the Apple or Google App Stores. And also follow us on Facebook and Twitter and on our website at dmvweather.com so you can always stay weather informed.
Join Anne Arundel Medical Center Foundation on Saturday, April 27, 2019 at our Denim and Diamonds Bash in Annapolis. Denim and Diamonds is a fun evening under the stars featuring fabulous cuisine and gourmet food trucks, live and silent auction, and a live band. Last year, AAMC cared for more than 2,000 patients in our emergency departments suffering from mental illness or addiction. Help us expand much-needed inpatient and outpatient programs and services for your community. For tickets and sponsorships, visit aamcdenimanddiamonds.org. Special thanks to our platinum sponsors, AAMC medical staff, the Chesapeake Bayhawks, Comcast, the Evan K. Thallenberg family, What's Up Media, and WRNR.
So many different stories in the news, and everyone has an opinion. Here's ours.
Ever since the death of House Speaker Michael Busch, people have been asking me what my thoughts were on who might replace him as our delegate in District 30A. Yesterday, the Anne Arundel Democratic Central Committee announced that they are accepting applications to fill that seat. As we all know, Speaker Busch did pass away last Sunday. So here's the deal, if you're interested. You need to be 21 or over, a registered Democrat, reside in District 30A, and send a resume and a letter of interest by 5 p.m. on April 24th. On Thursday, April 25th, the committee will meet at 6 p.m. to select one person to fill the seat. And now technically Governor Hogan fills the seat, but the committee sends their selection to him. And this process really is by the book. But the problem here is that that book has already been written, I believe. The next delegate for District 30A will be current Annapolis Ward 6 Alderwoman Shanika Henson. And here's why. Senator Sarah Elfreth has assumed the leadership of the, quote, good old boy network or the, quote, machine in Annapolis. and she is neither old nor a boy, and she will be looking to shake things up along with Delegate Alice Kane. Members of the Central Committee will generally yield to the desires of the delegation. After all, the Central Committee people usually have elected aspirations themselves, and to be elected you need the help of those that are already elected. And Elfreth and Kane are the two in the best position to help the political climbers from the committee at this point. Elfreth and Kane and Henson are all graduates of the Emerge program, which is a Democratic program geared to elect women. They have done a decent job, and rightfully so. Elfreth and Kane are loyal to it. Henson's appointment will make history. She'll be the first black delegate to represent the district. She'll be the first black female delegate to represent the district. It'll be the first time the district has an all-female delegation. All of this in the year of the woman. Remember November? So the book is written, I fear. If anyone recalls when Zena Pierre stepped away from the mayor's race in Annapolis, there was a, quote, transparent process that essentially ignored all of the other applicants except for Josh Cohen. Now, that's not to say that Josh was not the right choice, nor is this to say that Shanika is not the right choice. In fact, she's a very solid choice from what I've seen on the city council. The process is not transparent at all. The Committee of 12 will review the candidates and then vote in secret as to which candidate they want to put forward to the governor. There is no public input into the process other than the letters of support submitted on behalf of the applicants. I've heard a great list of names for this seat. I've confirmed some of them, and others have said to be considering applying. Scott McMullen, who ran for county council. Aaron Axe, who ran for delegate. Jared Littman, the former alderman from Annapolis. Ian Pfeiffer, another former alderman from Annapolis. Sheila Finlayson, a current alderwoman for Annapolis. Rhonda Pindell Charles, also a current alderwoman. Shanika Henson, as we had mentioned, a current alderwoman in Annapolis. Josh Cohen, the former mayor of Annapolis. And I also heard that Chris Trumbauer fielded some calls about him running, but he no longer lives in Anne Arundel County, so he is not eligible. It is an admirable list for sure, and I am confident each of them could serve our community well. I might be wrong, but as I said, this book and chapter has already been written. We'll see later this month, and we'll revisit it. If you are interested in throwing your hat into the ring, you can head on over to eyeonannapolis.net. We do have a post up there with all of the information that you need to know. And that's what I'm thinking today.
Dirty house? Call a spouse. That's right. Facts are, men don't always listen when it comes to cleaning the house. Spouses Cleaning Houses does. They clean almost anything. Fridge, oven, tub, showers, walls, porches, floors, ceilings, carpets, upholstery, tables, counters, pictures, mirrors, lights, fans, windows. They even take out the trash. Spouses Cleaning Houses has more than 13 years experience maintaining sparkling clean homes in and around Annapolis with respect and dedication. The friendly and flexible cleaning professionals at Spouses listen, understand, and act to meet nearly all your cleaning requests. For that breath of fresh air, clean feel, call a spouse at 410-571-9428 or at spousescleaninghouses.com. Just in time for your summer get-togethers, they're offering a spectacular summer savings, 20% off your first cleaning. That's right, save 20%. Just call a spouse, 410-571-9428 or at spousescleaninghouses.com. Spouses Cleaning Houses. Men may not listen. The spouses do.
Every week, makers, crafters, and educators hold events all over the area. Highlighting some of those, here's our Maker's Minute, brought to you by Annapolis Makerspace.
Hey, this is Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes. Today, the Creative and Performing Arts of South County in Edgewater is having a portrait workshop, exploring the basics of creating naturalistic paintings, as well as drawing from observation. No experience is required, just bring a photo to work off of, headshots only. On Saturday, Maggiano's in Annapolis Mall is having a kids class. They'll be making meatballs marinara. Kids will learn how to build their own meatballs and marinara sauce. Kids will also receive their own chef hat and apron that they can take home with them. Class is preceded by a buffet-style breakfast, and the bar will be open with $2 mimosas and $5 Bloody Marys for mom and dad. After 8 classes, the kids will receive a monogrammed chef's coat. Also Saturday at the Howard Community College is Greenfest 2019, featuring green vendors, do-it-yourself workshops, kids activities, native plant sale, green building tours, wildlife exhibits, rain barrel giveaways, and more. And lastly on Saturday at Beverly Triton Nature Park, they're having an iNaturalist hike. Join one of the rangers for a short hike and introduction to the iNaturalist phone app, which lets you take photos of things in nature to help build a global global database of environmental observations. Bring an iPhone or Android phone and choose you don't mind getting muddy. Starting tomorrow and running through April 23rd, up in Westminster, is their annual Peep Show, the 12th annual display of marshmallow masterpieces with more than 150 exhibits, including sculptures, dioramas, oversized characters, and more, inspired by Peeps. On Saturday at Local by Design, they're having a cherry blossoms and watercolor workshop, and Saturday at Art Farm in Annapolis, they're doing Ukrainian egg decorating. Create an egg in the time-honored Ukrainian tradition of pisanki, a symbolic piece of art to invoke a new world vision. Also note that Art Farm has moved. They're no longer on West Street, but now they're in the Design District off of Chickapin Round Road. Check out their new location. It looks fantastic. And also check out their various ongoing art classes in mixed media, cartooning, adult drawing, and sketchbooking, as well as their kids' spring semester classes. This week at Claybaker's in Annapolis, Friday night is another one of their kids' night out featuring Peter Rabbit. And Sunday, they're working with wet clay, making handmade ceramic tick-tock clocks, a clock face made from wet ceramic with real working clock hands. This Saturday, GEMS, Girls Excelling in Math and Science, is having another one of their STEM Saturday Academies at the New Carrollton Branch Library. Explore STEM through hands-on activities. Breakfast and lunch provided. Register today at gemspgcounty.org. Activities are a little light at the Anne Arundel County Public Library System this week, but be sure to check out the Rivera Beach Library on Saturday for Build a Gnome or Fairy House. Use natural and recycled materials to build a fairy or gnome house for your garden. And this week at Annapolis Makerspace, on Tuesday is our monthly CAD, CAM, and CNC workshop using Autodesk Fusion 360. Learn how to use Fusion 360 to create designs on a CNC router. Also note that our woodworking night has moved to Wednesdays, so now Wednesdays are our official woodworking night. A great night to drop by and meet some of our local woodworkers. And as always, Thursdays are our electronics night. Make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Meetup to keep up on everything that we're doing, as well as some of our friends, because we like to share what's going on in other groups as well. And you can catch me tonight and every Thursday night at Annapolis Makerspace on Renard Court for Electronics Night. And you can find links to all of these events at the Annapolis Makerspace website at makeannapolis.org. And whether you're making art, software, sawdust, or just a mess, chances are you're already a maker. This has been Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., keeping you informed with the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. And take a moment to listen to our other podcast, The Maryland Crabs, released every Thursday at noon.